Hey guys, what is going on? In this video here, I'm going to talk about scaling some Facebook ads. So we have a message here from a gym owner in our program here, and I'm just going to start by reading his message because this is a great opportunity for me to show you, if you're a gym owner running ads on Facebook, how to scale your Facebook ads and to continue getting the results from a campaign that's otherwise been running well and maybe it's starting to taper off a little bit. This is a question that we get a lot. So Dustin here, this is his question for me. He asked, 2 weeks ago I stumbled across Will Hurst's video for beginners, and I assume he's talking about our Facebook ads for beginners video, and he built an ad for an event that he had coming up on 3/16. I started with a recommended 3 forms of media, 2 picks and 1 video. After the first few days, I could see that one of the picks was beating the others, and I turned the other 2 off and put that money, only $5 a day, towards the winner. It's been great, and it's currently been running under $6 a lead. At one time, it was under 4. So he's getting really, really good results. So what he's talking about there is in our Facebook ads for beginners video, we show you how to set up an ads campaign. And when you set up the ads campaign, inside the ads campaign, you set up 3 ad sets, and each ad set has an ad underneath it. And then you run a small budget towards each ad set. And the reason why you do that is because if you run 3 ads, usually like 2 out of the 3, or 1 out of the 3 is going to be like the winner, the clear winner. It's going to get the best cost per lead and get the best results for you. And so what happens then is you have to scale the ad. You have to make some changes to the campaign and put more budget towards the winner, which is kind of what he's done here. So he has a follow-up question, and he's saying, here's the question. Over the last couple of days, the leads have started to slow down to 1 or 2 per day. Since I'm getting pretty close to the event, about 2 weeks out, I would really like to fill up the spots. Should I keep it running, or should I make some adjustments with the media or the ad copy? He said, by the way, I've gotten almost 40 leads, 9 signups for $209 each for his 8-week vertical jump training. That's the offer in his ad. So he's basically running ads for a vertical jump program. That's an 8-week program for $209. And he's got 9 signups from that. So he's generated $1,800 in revenue from what sounds like maybe, I don't know, based on what he's saying here, 3 ads at $5 a piece. That means he's spending $15 a day, and he's run these for, it looks like maybe a couple weeks. So I'm guessing he's maybe spent like, if he spent $15 a day and he's running for 2 weeks, it's maybe $200 on ads he's spent, and he's got over $1,800 in cash collected on his program. Plus, he's had about 15 evaluations, which are similar to an intro session for adults. Apparently, this is a youth-targeted program. And he's added quite a few kids to the sports performance class as well. So you can see he's generating a lot of revenue off of just a couple $100 in ad spend, which is fantastic. So applause to Dustin for getting in there, getting his hands dirty, and following the training and doing the work. But yeah, this is a really common next question. I figured, if I'm going to answer the question for Dustin, I might as well answer the question for a lot of people because we get this question a lot. Figured it would be really, really helpful and really, really valuable to talk about the next steps, right? So his ads first, to address the first question, his leads have slowed down to 1 or 2 per day. So with this here, this is not entirely uncommon with Facebook ads if you've been running the campaign for more than a couple weeks. If you've been running the campaign for more than a couple weeks, you're going to see the leads slow down. The ad campaigns definitely run their best and run their strongest at the beginning. And that's for a couple reasons. Facebook, when they first put the ad out, they show it to the most impulsive people first. So they show it to the people that are most likely to click on the ad first. And naturally, there's only so many of those people. So as the ad goes along, it's trying to find new pockets of people to show it to that maybe are a little bit less warm. So you start to get colder and colder traffic. And as a result, leads start to slow down a little bit. So that is kind of a natural part of running ads in general for any type of offering. And that's not just unique to gyms. That's unique to running, anybody who runs ads in any type of niche anywhere in the world. That's a general natural evolution of an ad campaign, right? So it's important to know that you're always gonna get your best cost per lead at the beginning of the ad campaign for the first week to 10 days, and then it's going to start to taper off. So that's part of it. That doesn't mean we have to accept that. There are things we can do to combat the rise in lead costs and combat the slowdown of leads, and we're going to talk about that next. He's saying he wants to fill up the spots here, and he's saying, should I just keep it running or try to make some adjustments with the media or ad copy? So Dustin here has gotten to a spot a lot of people get, and in our school group here, we actually have the follow-up videos to kind of tell him what to do. And so I would definitely advise Dustin as a client of our program to go in there and watch those follow-up videos, because that's something that he already has the answers available to him for. But I'm going to go ahead and answer the question here anyways, just for him and anybody else who might be watching this video, because I think it's good information. So I don't have access to Dustin's particular ad account to pull his up as a specific use case, but I'm going to pull up another ad account for a gym that have some ads running for, that has run some ads with us. And this is their ad campaign right here. They've got the ad campaign, and then they've got their 5 ad sets running, at $10 a day each here. And you can see that this campaign is off right now. So this is not a live ad campaign. This is one that we actually turned off because this gym owner asked us to turn it off because it was running so effectively that he actually filled up his program in like a week. And so he asked us to turn the leads off because he got 19, 29, 33, looks like about 50 to 60 leads. And this only was over the course of I want to say we didn't even run this for the full scheduled time. I think this thing only ran for maybe a week or two. So you can see that they were getting leads ranging from one ad set for $4.41, $5.60, all the way up to this ad set here getting $20.93. Now, in here we were doing a couple different things. We were running some form ads, and we were also running some conversion ads to a landing page, because we wanted to see if we got better quality leads at a similar price if we ran the ads sending the traffic to a landing page versus using Facebook's lead ad forms. So we ran, in this campaign, we ran ad sets with both. Now, we definitely found that when we sent them to a website, a landing page, we definitely had a higher cost per lead. But the gym owner reported back that we did get a better quality lead, but it did come at a significantly higher cost, right? Now, that's information that's kind of aside from answering Dustin's question here. Dustin's question specifically is what do I do when I have this built and I start to see the ad cost rise? So we're just going to use this as an example. So say I'm going through my ad sets here, and these are all live. We're going to pretend they're all live. We have the $20 ad set. We have the $4 ad set. Let's assume everything's the same here, and there's not a reason why this one's higher. It's just higher because it's not performing as well. And say I want to turn that one off. So for a minute here, the campaign's off. I'm going to go ahead and pretend these are all on. So we're going to pretend like these are all on, right? Now, what I would typically do if I was scaling an ad campaign is actually not super complicated. So you definitely want to send the budget towards your winners, right? So what a lot of people think to do is what Dustin did, which is he turned the other two off and put that money into the winner, which you can totally do that, but it's better instead to do it this way. So what you want to do is say this is we're turning this one off. We're going to say this is a loser. This one's $16. This is a loser. Okay, $16 here as well. That's a loser. And that leaves us these three ads that are still on, 441, 841, and 560, which is a great cost per lead there. Now, say I turn this off, so I'm saving the $20 a day here, but I want to keep spending that $20 on what's working. So what you do instead is you pick your best performer here, and in this case, we'll use this wildcard form here, and we're going to click right here, and we're going to go ahead and click this drop down and click quick duplicate. And that's going to go ahead and create a duplicate of it right here in this viewer. Now, what we want to do is basically run the same exact ad in another ad set, but we want to go a little deeper and find out why exactly, what was good about this one that we could multiply the benefits of, right? So I'm going to go over here to breakdown, and let's go to first placement here, and let's see where we got the best result. So it looks like here we got the best result. We were running Instagram feed and Facebook feed, and it looks like we almost got the same result on both placements, Facebook feed and Instagram feed. So we're not going to change anything there, but sometimes you'll see that the Instagram feed is performing way better than the Facebook feed. And in that situation, I can go to my new ad set and I could basically just change the placements down here to the best performing placement and run that ad set just towards that better performing placement. And that way we're optimizing for better results. Now, that wasn't conclusive for this particular ad campaign or ad set. We can see that this one down here, this Web 2 wildcard, this one here got virtually no results on Instagram and got a lot of results on Facebook. Got 562 on Facebook, right? So this is a good example of one I'll duplicate as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one here, and I'm going to go and quickly duplicate. And then I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to change the placement because we saw here, move my face here, that this particular ad did very well on Facebook feed only. It got $5.62 to a web form on Facebook only, which is really, really good. That's a result I want to duplicate. So we're going to go back to that duplicate up here. We're going to click edit at the ad set level, and we're going to go down here and we're going to click, we're going to turn Instagram feed off because it didn't produce for us, and we're going to leave Facebook feed on, okay? And then I would go down here and I would click publish, otherwise making no changes, right? We don't want to go in and run a duplicate kit and try to duplicate the results, but make like 5 changes. You just want to make one small change to the ad and run a duplicate. So now you have basically 2 ads running. One is running to the more optimized placement. The other one that was getting results is going to continue to run because we don't want to turn off a good running ad. What we also don't want to do is just push the budget into that same ad like that. You don't want to just take the budget that's already from the ad that's already been running and just dump the budget into it. And the reason why is because of what I explained earlier, in that when Facebook first runs an ad, that's when it runs the strongest. So if you take the budget and push that into an ad campaign or an ad set that's already been running and it's already past that window, you're putting it into an ad set that's already kind of like trailing off, even if it's your best performer, right? So what you want to do instead is duplicate that ad set and put the budget into the duplicate, so that way that ad set can start from ground zero and get that initial push to a new audience, right? You don't want to increase the budget on a fatiguing ad set, if that makes sense, okay? So we're gonna go in here, and that's what I would do. Now, another thing you could do as well is we have this other duplicate that I have not yet to edit, and I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna turn placement off, I'm gonna go with age. I wanna see if like maybe there's some age settings here that produced us better results, because we ran the first ad set here. Here's the original, and here's our duplicate in green up here. So this checked one here is our original. And you can see it got us 19 leads at 441, and it got us kind of a high cost per lead from the audience in the 25 to 34 range. It got us an even better cost per lead at 35 to 44 and 45 to 54. So it would make sense for me to take this duplicate and edit it so it only shows to 35 to 44 and to 45 to 54. So I'm going to go in here and click edit. I would scroll down here and go to my targeting right here, click edit. And you can see he's got 29 to 55 running. So we're basically just going to edit this and go and start it at that 35-year-old age demographic, right? 35, and we're going to go to 54. Okay, and that's basically just targeting that age demographic that performs so well. Cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and so that's done. Click done. I actually didn't want to duplicate that to all my audiences, but anyways, that's okay. Yeah, don't update all your audiences like that. I just did there. And then go ahead and click publish. There. Now, what that's going to do is that ad set is now going to go hunting in that targeted range of age that performed so well in the last ad. And so you're making these small iterations every time you scale the ad, right? So now what we have going on is 5 ad sets just like we were running before. I'm going to take the breakdown off here. So now we have going is 5 ad sets just like we were running before, but we've eliminated the 2 lowest performing ones, and we've replaced it with duplicates of the 2 best performing ones with some small optimizations. And what that's going to do is that's going to send Facebook hunting deeper down those rabbit holes to find more of the same result. Now, it doesn't always duplicate, right? The result doesn't always duplicate, but more often than not, it does. More often we end up with better results as we duplicate ad sets. But keep in mind, as your campaign runs, no matter what, even when you duplicate ad sets, if your campaign's been running 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of people have seen your ad. And the way that Facebook works is it's an auction. So as the ad runs more and more and less people are clicking on it, Facebook's going to start auctioning that ad space off to other players in your market who are selling similar things, right? So that's why it's important to give your campaign a break and not run it too long. You generally only want to run your ad campaigns 2 to 4 weeks at a time, and then give them like a week or 2 week break before you launch your next campaign. Another way that a lot of gym owners will, or not gym owners, but just people who run ads in general, whether they're a gym owner or an agency owner or whatever they are, will cause themselves some trouble with their ads, is they'll just leave their ad campaign on for like months, and they'll almost like set it and forget it. And then they'll do that for years. They'll run an ad campaign for 3 months, they'll change it, they'll run another ad campaign for 3 months, and they'll just completely saturate their audience. And I've had companies that come to us. We've had gym owners come to us that have been running ads with agencies for years, and agencies run their ads this way. This is why like a lot of agencies do their customers a disservice, is because they actually don't know what they're doing. They just turn the ads on, and because it's new, like they run well, and then after like a month or two, they stop working well, and by month 3, month 4, the gym owner's not getting any leads, and like you almost can't come back from that. You saturate your market, and it takes like months. You have to rest your market for like months in order for people to like consider doing business with you again. Because that's kind of what's going on here is as you run more ads, everybody starts to see them. And if all you're doing is running ads, and you're not running really good organic content, you're not speaking to specific audiences in your organic content, you're giving, because here's what happens with ads is ads are generally always going to target the most impulsive audience first. The most impulsive audience is always generally, the colder audience that isn't for a gym, the audience that you want, that you're typically going to sell most of your stuff to. The ads there are going to be some good leads, and there's going to be people that are going to make good clients, but majority of the hyper-responsive, hyper-impulsive audience that Facebook ads are going to find when you turn them on are going to be leads that are going to be less of like a perfect avatar fit for your gym and who you're used to serving. We see it all the time. So if there's not, and that's because like that business doesn't otherwise do anything besides run ads. They just run ads with like urgency, scarcity offers, and they don't do anything else. Whereas like, the people with money, the clients you want, they're also out there clicking on your ads. But because they're not as impulsive to fill out your forms and opt in, what they do instead is they click on your ads and they start to look at your organic content. They start to look at your reviews. They start to look at other things that people who are smart and have money and make good decisions do, right? Like I personally usually will not buy something from an ad from a business I just saw for the first time because I know that they're targeting me. And what I'll usually do if I like the ad and I like the product is I'll click on their profile, I'll read some of their content, I'll binge a little bit of their posts, I'll see what other people are saying in their posts. Is it being engaged with? Is it like, are they speaking to an audience like me, or are they speaking kind of more in generalities? Because if I'm a discerning customer, like I want to know it's for me and that it's not something that like is marketed to like the general status quo audience. I want to know that it's for me if I'm going to be spending, more than average money on this thing, which most gyms watching this stuff sell a membership that's above the average, big box style fitness gym, right? So there should be content that speaks to that audience, and that audience that's less impulsive and more discerning generally they care less about solving the fitness problem because they have the money to solve the fitness problem anywhere. What they care about is time. They care about exclusivity. They care about does it sound like you're speaking to them? Does it sound like people like them go to your gym? Are you showcasing people like them in your gym? They care about more done for you services or more done with you services. Like they don't want to have to think. They want to be able to, if I'm paying premium price or something, I want to be able to show up and it be laid out for me as to what I have to do, right? If I'm a person that's going to pay $300 a month for a gym membership or $200 a month for a gym membership and I make $200K a year, I can go anywhere. I can pay probably twice that for a gym membership. The reason why I'm coming to you is because it needs to be clear to me that's going to save me time and effort and mental stress. I want to be able to show up, do the work, go home, and know I got good results and got recognized for that and move on with my day. So like that's some of what has to happen as well for ads to run well and to get better results through ads. So anyways, that is answering the question today for for Dustin here in our program. And if he does this, he should be able to scale out the campaign a little bit further. It sounds like he's been running it for a little bit. So he might be nearing the end of this campaign's life cycle, which is that like 4 to 5 weeks window where if he scales here, he can get a little bit more out of it, but he's going to want to give us a break as to not oversaturate his audience. If you have any follow-up questions, if you're watching this video, have any follow-up questions, or you just like the information, if you found it valuable and you want more content like this, then be sure to like, comment, and if you're watching this on one of our platforms outside of our paid groups, then you can subscribe and click the notification bell to get more content like this. What that does is it tells YouTube algorithm that this was valuable. It also tells me that you guys found it valuable and that you want more of it, and I'll come back here and do more of it. So that's it, guys. Have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.